Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about my fall that I had a couple of weeks ago. So if you saw my last video or you follow me on Instagram, you would know that a couple of weeks ago, March the 12th, 4 o'clock PM to be exact, I fell off flash during warm-up for cross-country training and I broke my wrist and I dislocated my elbow. So I had to have a plate put in and my elbow relocated, and then I also got my tendon fixed up as well. So that was very traumatic. It's been a bit of a life changer, to be honest. So there's lots of things that I've changed for my training with Flash and also just my outlook on everything. I'll let you guys know what my plans are for future events, if I'm even going to do that. And I'm just going to have a chat to you guys about everything that happened on that day, everything that happened after that day, and I've got a little bit of footage which I would consider to be a trigger warning for everyone. There's quite some clips that are quite raw, where I'm very emotional, so I'm going to let you guys into that world and show you all what happened and then have a chat about the future. So I hope you guys like this video because it's been an interesting one and I'm feeling really good now, but I was not feeling good about anything when it first happened. So let's get into the video. I'm going to be doing Flash's evening routine at the moment. He's just out there having a little graze, and I'll take you guys along. So I'm just walking down to get my hay bag for Flash. I thought he was coming with for a second. So let's just talk about what happened. So it was a Saturday afternoon. I had just worked 6 days in a row doing vet nursing. I picked up a couple extra shifts at a different clinic, so I was doing extra days. And then I also had worked at the riding school that I volunteer at. Well, actually I don't get volunteer, I do get paid. I worked at the riding school as well, and so I was very tired, and I was actually planning on filming the Mount Pleasant cross-country training day for a YouTube video. So I'm just going to insert a clip there where it was like all these warning signs being like, don't do it. So yeah, I'm just going to insert them now. So it's just me going, hi guys, welcome to my channel, and then I'm talking about how I'm very tired.
Time I upload this, I will not be this tired, but I am incredibly tired right now. I worked until 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I worked again this morning after working 6 days prior to that. So I'm dead. I think Josh should ride Flash today.
No, definitely not.
We're on our way to get Flash from his new yard, so we have to float him. And honestly, I won't even be that mad if he doesn't go on because I'm just so tired. I'll be like, oh no, I have to go home. Anyway, see you guys at the paddock.
Okay, so you guys can see that I was very tired that day. I almost didn't go, but I said to Josh, we've paid for it, so let's just go. So then oh, he's rolling. So I said to Josh, like, oh, like I've paid for it, we're gonna go. And then I got there and I actually hadn't paid for it, so I don't know what happened, but I think I thought that I paid for it, but I'd paid for a different event. All right. Someone's enjoying his time off. So anyway, I thought I paid for it. We turned up, I hadn't paid for it, and he was such a good boy. Like, he was so calm that day. Like, I just remember thinking, wow, like he's doing so well. He's really calming down with everything. Like, he's super happy. And yeah, we warmed up. I'll show you guys a little bit of me warming up and how relaxed he looks. So Oh, there's some hay in my face. So yeah, you can see from those clips that he was just looking like he was super relaxed, like really happy boy. It was, I just thought it was going to be another day, no drama, relaxing him, getting him used to cross country, just being all calm, and it was not. So basically what happened is, backstory, you guys will probably know, Flash has had a bit of separation anxiety in the past, and we just moved properties, so we'd moved him from my friend's property to a different adjacent property. I'll get into that story as to why I moved in another video. And anyway, I was riding him away from my friend's horse, and I could just feel that he was a little bit unsure. So I thought, all right, well, I'm not going to push him. Let's just... He's literally being a psycho out there. I'm like, let's just, you know, be relaxed and calm, and we'll just ride away. So I was riding him away, and I could feel that he was kind of like, I don't really want to go this way, but I'm going to go anyway. Don't really want to do it. So he was like swaying as he was trotting. I will also show you guys that video in a second. And then we just were approaching this grade 6 jump. Like, I'm talking a log on the ground, if even that. It could have been a pole, like a permapine post. And he just went to the side really quickly, and I kind of came out the seat, and then he went backwards up the hill. So I had absolutely no chance staying on that. He's got a skinny neck, no shoulders, and I just went straight over his head. And I can still remember what his feet looked like on the ground. I can still remember my arm going over his head, and I saw my arm break, and I was just like, I'm not going to say what I said because it was very R18 plus. And I stood up and I was like, I just broke my arm. I just broke my arm. And I grabbed my arm. I could see that my arm was like, whoa. And then I just got this shocking pain all through my arm, my elbow, and my shoulder. And I thought I dislocated my shoulder. And I just laid on the ground. I was in so much pain. It was the worst pain I've ever been in. It was just absolutely shocking. And I've actually got really good pain tolerance. So I was like, what is going on? Luckily there was a doctor there, and she came over and like managed to just wrap my arm up in, I don't even know what it was. But every time they touched me, it was just excruciating. I was like, what is happening? Like, this is so painful. Anyway, long story short, I waited for the ambulance for an hour and a half in the middle of the paddock on the floor. It was the worst feeling ever, just knowing how much pain I was in and how far away the ambulance were. So that was very traumatic. And anyway, I went to the Royal Adelaide Hospital. I had, they x-rayed me after giving me a lot of drugs. So I had that, and I'll show you guys the x-ray. So I had a dislocated elbow, which was very painful, broken wrist. The fall was so bad that my bones moved like 2 centimeters up from where they should have been. Luckily, I didn't break anything else. So my shoulder, I think, dislocated when it happened, but then it went back in at some point because that wasn't dislocated. But when I was laying on the ground, the girls could see that my shoulder was like up there. Like, we thought maybe my collarbone was broken. It was bad. So then that was awful because I just had so many emotions about what was going on. Hello. Apparently personal space isn't a thing. Yeah, so one of the first things that I thought was, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to do the Gawler River ODE, which was coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Anyway, I got to the hospital, I had my procedure done, and I was just not in a good way. Like, I was very emotional, very like when something like that happens, and I know it's not like a big life-changing thing, like I broke my back or something, it was just one of those moments where you kind of think like, what happened? Like, why did this happen? And I've been so focused on eventing, and you know, I've got to make the next event, I've got to learn this test, I've got to get my jumping position right, and it's just all been about me. So I'm just going to show you guys a bit of footage from the hospital. It's on my Instagram if you want to see the whole shabam, but I've just cut a few little clips out of that just to show you how I was feeling.
I fell off and dislocated my elbow and broke my wrist. Like what to do in the future, and which I really should stop doing and just focus on feeling better, but I can't help it. It's just aching. I can't move my fingers very well. I just have this like intense ache all the way from my elbow to my wrist. I have no idea what's going on. I keep thinking about questions that someone's asked me in my head, and then I answer it out loud. So I came out of surgery about 6 hours ago.
So as you can see, I was very emotional. I considered selling Flash because I was like, he obviously doesn't like this, like he's obviously not, like he hates me, he doesn't want to do this, he's like, you know, I'm never going to be able to ride him again. Like that's sort of like how I was feeling when I was in hospital. And then when I got out of hospital, I was just like overcome with like a lot of guilt. So I felt so bad that I'd made the whole thing about me. I felt like I had let him down and that I hadn't listened to him. He's just swiping flies on his tail right next to me. I felt like Can I help you? I felt like I had not listened to him, and I had not been like understanding of how he was and how he felt. And I know this kind of seems like a little bit like airy-fairy, kind of like hippie, but it was true, and like I went through a lot of guilt. So I'll show you guys a couple of those clips.
I'm having a really bad day today. I'm kind of coming to terms with everything that happened and thinking over my part to play and what that was.
So yeah, you can see that I was just not really coping very well. I just didn't really understand what went wrong. I was very confused. And then one of my friends who I know from doing an ambassadorship, we both are ambassadors for performance poles, she just messaged me like a couple of days after it happened, and she said, she just told me this story about how she had her horse Missy for 9 years, and everyone told her that she couldn't make it as an inventor and all this stuff, and it was just like really encouraging, and it was like the right timing for me to read it. So thank you, Michaela, if you're watching this. It was just like, it was just kind of like what I needed to hear at the time. And it was kind of like, you know your horse, kind of like encouraging me to just like learn a little bit more and take it as a lesson. So then I felt like this like whole new perspective on what I was doing.
I've been in such a mindset that I have to do this and reach this goal and smash this goal and get here and get there. And I kind of lost sight of why I actually ride, and I'm feeling really positive about the things that we can do with each other in this time.
I was considering just like not being on Instagram for a month or so, just while I figured out what I was going to do with Flash, because honestly I was considering selling him, and I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't. And I know like a lot of people go through those emotions when something happens, like you either give up riding or you get a different horse or you just become afraid, but I kind of was inspired to think like, why did this happen? Like what led to it? So then I started researching like a bit of natural horsemanship and communicating with your horse and like connecting with your horse. And I just really felt like that was something that I needed to do with Flash. I felt like as much as I love him and I've always loved him and I've wanted to do all this stuff with him, like I've never really understood him and I've never allowed him to communicate with me. So I started, looking into it. I listened to a couple of podcasts, and it was kind of like, at first it was like, oh, how do I fix him? Like, what do I do so he can, feel comfortable going eventing? And then as like the days and weeks went on, I was like, wow, I literally just don't know anything about horses. So I don't know anything about like communicating with them, like listening to them, understanding them, like actually looking into how they're feeling, and I'm not doing this in like a hippie way. Like I honestly just like want to understand him. So then I found this academy. It's called the Horsemanship Fundamentals Academy. The girl that runs it, her name's Amalia Dempsey. So she's an Australian eventer and dressage rider and coach as well. So I signed up for her academy, which was I would say it's expensive. I'm not going to be like, oh, it was like $20. It's not. But it has just been so beneficial to me. So it's just like the first module is literally like understanding your horse. Like when you talk to your horse, like what does your horse do? And like how does your horse respond to you? Like how do you help your horse when he's frightened? And these like are all things that I just have never known. Like, and I've loved horses my entire life. I haven't owned horses my entire life, but I've loved them. But I've never understood them and I've never even considered understanding them. And you guys might be watching this and being like, you're an idiot, unsubscribe. Well, I mean, I've only got 45 subscribers. If half of you guys go, I mean, it's not going to be a big deal. But, people probably think that I'm an idiot for like, getting on and riding and doing all this eventing and really not understanding. And other people might be like, you're an idiot for trying to understand. Like, just get on the horse, tell it what to do. And I just don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care for anyone's advice anymore. I used to be like, give me advice, give me advice, give me advice. And now I'm so fussy with the advice that I take. Like, people will tell me stuff and I'll be like, oh, okay, yep, cool. But then I'm like, you know what? I actually don't have to take that advice. I need to learn what's best for me and what's best for Flash. And I really am, you guys, like I feel so positive about the future. I don't know if I'm going to do eventing with Flash. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I honestly just want to find a niche that we enjoy together. I don't even care if my channel becomes like all the places that I go out and trail ride. So I'm not decided that, and I'm not yet, and I'm not deciding what I'm going to do, but I honestly just love him so much, and our relationship has just changed so much. So I'm going to put in some footage of the things that I've been doing with him now. Basically, my arm is like not good. I definitely won't be able to ride until like mid-May just because of my injury. And when I get back on, like I'm not going to rush myself back into the saddle. I'm not going to get back on just so I can take nice photos for Instagram, or I've got to go to Pony Club, I've got to go to this event. I don't care anymore. Like my goal is for him to feel safe and happy. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm still going to put out videos. I'm still going to do Instagram posts, but I still love all that fun stuff. Like it's not like I don't love it, but I really want to be able to tailor everything to how he feels and how I feel. So I've been doing heaps of groundwork with him. I've been doing clicker training with him, which he's so good at. He gets stressed when he's in a new environment, so I'll literally take him to a different paddock and stand there for 10 minutes until he relaxes. And it seems super boring and so dumb to some people, I'm sure, but it's making a massive difference in myself as a person and also my relationship with him. And I just I've never felt this happy around him. Like I feel so comfortable around him. I feel so happy that he just seems like a different pony. I've taken him off Be Quiet because I had him on Be Quiet, and he's like better. I also did get him scoped for ulcers because I just had this gut feeling. I'm like, I feel like he's got them. And he does have them, so he's getting treated with ulcers. He's getting treated for ulcers with some omeprazole. I've got the granules, if anyone's interested. He actually starts that treatment tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited to see how much of a difference that makes, because I honestly feel like he's had them for a really long time. I just feel like he's had them for years, like just the way he is. He came from very good breeding, and his breeding should be a children's pony, and I just wonder, like, maybe he's just been so stressed and that's why his behavior is why it's that way, like, because he's not being understood and listened to, and I really want to do that for him. So I'm so excited for the future with him. Like, he is so smart. He will learn like one trick in a session, and sure, like, you have to like polish it, but he is so eager to please and like very food motivated. So I'm so excited to keep going with him. We're doing some tricks on the ground. He's floating even better. Like, I'm just really excited to get him happy and fit. He's getting a few massages because he's got some issues with his shoulder stiffness, and his muscles are quite tight. And also I am looking at getting another pony. So that's a bit of a, if you've made it to the end of the channel, you're welcome. I mean, if you've made it to the end of this video, well then that's a nice surprise for you. So we're looking at getting another pony. So he's got a friend, and something that I can do a few more things with, just because I really want to get him nice and sorted before he goes back under the saddle. And that video will be coming soon. I haven't bought anything, I haven't like paid for anything, but I've got my eye on this really cute pony. So I've got a few things to do before I sort that out. Vet checks. I'm having a friend come up and look. I'm not rushing into anything, absolutely not. It has to be the right pony. So very exciting things in the future. So yeah, just to summarize, like, my fall like really changed my perspective on horses. It's really changed my perspective on myself. It's made my relationship with Flash better. It's given me more clarity. It's just been really good for me. And I remember when I did it, I was like, hopefully one day I'll look back and be like, I'm glad it happened. I am so glad it happened. Like, it's just really made me wake up and think, who am I trying to please? Like, what am I trying to do? What makes me happy? And honestly, just being with him makes me happy. I've never spent this much time with him not riding him, and I've never felt better with him. So that's my story. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys look forward to more videos that we've got to come. Let me know if you want to see groundwork, because I'm doing so much of that. Follow my Instagram and you'll see a few more things that I post. Everything's still going to be fun. I still really want to do jumping, but we'll see what happens. Like, I'm not putting myself in a position where I have to like do stuff to please other people, or do stuff because it's what I really want to do. Like, when you've got a horse, and this is just what I believe now, like, everything has to be about them, honestly, because that's when you get that harmony and that connection. So it's hard to have that mindset change, because it's like, you know, we grow up in this world where it's like, you know, self-love, make yourself happy, and like, we're talking about a live animal here. If they're not happy, like, why are you? So yeah, that is my 2 cents. I hope you guys liked this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Yes, we're not high-fiving. We're just being calm. Can I help you? It's not very nice to bite people on the leg.